Alright, what's going on everybody? So in today's video, I'm going to be going over 10 different reasons why real estate investors fail. Now I have about 10 years of experience in real estate investing. I've seen a lot of very successful investors, I've seen a lot of very unsuccessful investors. I've had my own personal ups and downs in this business. So I have a pretty good background as to where this advice is coming from. Now that being said, before we jump into this video, please smash that like button and let's get started. Okay, reason number one why real estate investors fail is that they are not committed or serious about the business. So they might have watched something on TV, maybe they heard something on the radio, maybe they read a book, but they're not giving enough of an effort. You know, maybe someone's working like a 9-to-5 job where they're making decent money, but maybe they hate their job and they're spending 40, 50 hours a week. I see some people that might just spend like a half hour on real estate investing or maybe an hour on real estate investing every single week. And maybe they won't get the results they're looking for and they'll say, oh, real estate investing doesn't work. When they're spending like 40 or 50 hours at some job they hate, they're only spending a half hour or an hour on what they potentially would love to be doing, and they're just not giving enough of an effort. You can't just dabble with real estate investing. And that's not to say you should spend like 50 or 60 or 70 hours a week trying to get your real estate investing business going. I mean, that would be pretty committed right there, and I could guarantee you would see results. But you should be at least, spending 5, 10, maybe even 15 hours a week trying to gain some traction, trying to get your first deal, doing your marketing, doing some networking, different things like that. Okay, reason number two as to why real estate investors fail is that they don't have any mentor or model as to how they're going to set up their business, how they're going to run their business, how they're going to find deals, fund deals. Similar to point number one, they might have just watched a video about, let's say, foreclosure real estate investing. And so some new investors might just start looking at foreclosures and find properties that need work, but maybe the numbers don't really work. But since they're new, they don't really know that the numbers don't work. And since they don't have a mentor telling them, look, you really need to get prices like much lower than this one, and just because it's a foreclosure doesn't mean it's a good deal. I mean, just because a property's windows are busted out and it looks like it might be a good deal, the numbers still have to work. So that's why I always recommend getting a mentor or getting some type of program where you can just follow like fundamental steps as to this is how you market for deals, this is how you underwrite or evaluate deals, this is how you fund deals, this is how you estimate repairs on deals. Even if it's the most basic real estate program or a real estate investor, you need to have someone that's kind of like that's guiding you. If you try to do this business yourself, I mean, for one, it's just not very smart. There's people that have been there and done that, people that are giving free information like this, people that have paid information, but you should follow someone's like framework for doing this type of business. And then once you get the basics down, then you can go off and do your own thing. But you should learn the fundamentals of this business first. Reason number three why real estate investors fail is they are not tracking their activity. So every single week, every single month, you should have a goal of, let's say, contacting 500 sellers, contacting 1,000 sellers, contacting 10,000 sellers, or maybe you're putting up 20 bandit signs per week for a total of 100 per month, or 25 per week for a total of 100 per month. But you should have some type of tracking in your business, because what will happen is you'll be able to predict how many leads it takes to get a deal. Myself personally, I like to send out somewhere between 5,000 and 10,000 postcards per month. I get about a 0.5% response rate, and let's say I get about 50 leads per month. Out of those 50 leads, there should be 1 or 2 deals. And the same thing is true whether you're cold calling people, whether you're putting up bandit signs, whether you're networking, whether you're working with wholesalers. You should be tracking all this activity. You don't need to track like 100 different stats, but you should track how many leads did I get this week. And then let's say you got your first couple leads. Maybe you got 5 leads in a week. Maybe try to get 10 leads the next week, or maybe just do it by month to month. Let's say first month you're just going to try to get some amount of leads, and then the second month you'll try to double that amount of leads, and then double it after that to the point where you're getting 50 leads a month eventually. That was actually my goal when I first got started. I said, look, the first month I don't know if I'm going to get 100 leads, I don't know if I'm going to get like 5 leads, but I kept track of how many leads I got versus how much marketing I was doing. And then I kept scaling it up to the point where I was getting 50 leads per month, and I was, sending out X amount of letters and spending this amount of money. But I knew that if I got 50 leads, I'd definitely have a deal or two. Okay, reason number 4 why real estate investors fail is that they are too impatient. So I see this a lot with newer real estate investors where they'll want to jump all over like the first fixer-upper house they see, when in reality it might not be that great of a deal. Or they'll want to work with like the first contractor that they talk to just because they seem like a nice person. when in reality you want to do some more qualification than just choosing the very first contractor that you find. And the same is true with like partnerships or working with lenders and different things like that. You really want to pick and choose from like the cream of the crop. You never want to just like settle for the first deal, for the first person, for the first contractor, partner, lender, whatever it is. One of the first properties I bought, I looked at like 2 or 3 houses and then I just decided I'm buying this condo. And in reality, I should have probably looked at 20, 30, maybe 50 different properties. And I would have realized that, hey, maybe this isn't a great deal. You know, it wasn't a bad deal, but I could have got a much better deal if I was a lot more selective with the deals that I was looking at. The same is true with contractors. I used a contractor a while ago. He was horrible, but he was a nice guy at first and everything like that. But if I had done some more background research, if I had talked to like 3 or 4 contractors, if I had asked for references, license and insurance, different things like that, I would have chosen a much better contractor. So you want to do this with everything in business. You really want to like look at like 5, 10, 20 different things before choosing, the best person for the job, the best deal, the best lead, whatever it may be. Okay, reason number 5 why real estate investors fail is that they are doing speculation and not real estate investing. And there's a big difference. And that difference is, let's say you're looking at a property and let's say the market's been going up, pretty significantly over the last, 3, 6 months or even a year. You should not factor in the market to continue to go up if it has been going up. That's where a lot of real estate investors got in trouble in like 2007 time period where they said, wow, the market's just gone up 50,000 in the last 6 months. That means it's definitely going to go up another 50,000, if I purchase it at this price. And that's very dangerous. A good real estate investor will never count on appreciation. Appreciation is great when it happens and it's kind of like a bonus, but you should never factor in on that. Instead, what you should do is just focus on finding properties that are currently discounted and bringing them up to the market level. And you never even want to go with the highest market price. If there's one that sold for $500,000 and then there's a couple that sold for $475,000, you should probably do some type of like median type of number, or maybe even go with the 475 number. You almost never want to go with the highest comp. So try to average out like 3 of the best comps and then never factor in any type of appreciation. It's nice when it happens, but that's how you should run your numbers. Once you get into speculation, it becomes a very risky ball game, and that's how a lot of people went out of business. Reason number 6 why real estate investors fail is that they just give up way too soon. They might have expectations of real estate investing being super easy, and then maybe a deal falls apart and they'll just say, oh, real estate investing doesn't work. When in reality, you should be doing enough marketing where, you might have 2 or 3 deals that fall apart, but you have so many leads coming in that you still get the one under contract and you get it to closing. I would almost think of real estate investing just like a game, almost like a video game, right? Where level 1 might be, you need to generate leads so that eventually you could do deals. So if you're not generating any leads, you're obviously not going to be doing any deals. So just focus, your first efforts on just how to generate leads. Once you get 25 leads going on every single month, that's when you can get to level 2 and start evaluating properties, start putting deals under contract, and that's when it starts to get exciting. But you need to focus on like the fundamentals first, and you can't give up. If you haven't gotten like 5, 10, 20 leads per month, you shouldn't be giving up. You should just focus more on your marketing, focus on becoming a better marketer or better networker. Another thing to keep in mind with real estate investing, especially when you're first getting started, your first deal or 2 is going to be kind of tough. So you need to surround yourself with positive influences. You're going to have a lot of people tell you that real estate investing does not work. So surround yourself with like Tony Robbins quotes and YouTube videos and podcasts and books and things like that. And also surround yourself with like real estate investing interviews, real estate investing success stories. Try to block out all the negative influences because there will be a lot, especially when you're getting started. Okay, reason number 7 why real estate investors fail is that they take on too big of a project when they're first getting started. So as a new real estate investor, unless you come from like a big construction background, you should be starting with smaller projects. You shouldn't be starting with like $100,000, $200,000 renovation projects. Now, if you were like a carpenter's apprentice and your dad owns a construction company or different things like that, then of course, you can probably take on some of these bigger projects. However, there's just a lot more risk, there's a lot more money, there's a lot more unexpected things that can happen with a bigger project. So I would always recommend, start with like a condo, start with a small townhouse, start with like a small 2-level house. Try not to do any type of like large additions, obviously not like new construction or condo conversions or anything crazy like that. You can always build your way up to that, and I think that's a completely fine goal. If you want to build out subdivisions, if you want to build new construction $1 million properties, that's completely fine. but you should work your way up to that. Don't start with that type of deal. Okay, reason number 8 why real estate investors fail is that they are not building up enough of a network. So you should be constantly expanding your network in terms of meeting lenders, contractors, other investors, even your own competition. You should try to meet as many people as possible because you just never know what opportunities will open up, what you'll learn from other people. You know, sometimes you'll hear stories from, oh, I did a deal here and this is what happened, or don't use this contractor, or, oh yeah, this lender's great. You know, if you have a deal in this area, definitely use this person. So when it comes to building a network, there's literally no downsides. So you should be at like every single meetup group, every single RIA group. You know, if there's college alumni events or different type of alumni events or any type of like professional setting where you can meet someone that might have some type of interest in real estate. And even if it's not specifically a real estate group, everyone loves talking about real estate. So it could be something completely different than real estate. And I'm sure you'll still probably find some real estate motivated and interested people in there. So always try to, have your business card with you, or your Instagram or email or whatever it is, and try to meet, maybe make a goal where you try to meet 10 people a week, 20 people a week, 50 people a month. And if you're consistent with that, pretty soon you're going to have a huge network of people that can send you deals. You're going to know lenders, you're going to know contractors, you're going to know real estate agents, you're going to know your competition and what exactly they're up to. So definitely try to build out your network. There's literally no downsides to doing that. Okay, reason number 9 why real estate investors fail is that their cash flow dries up. So a thing to know about real estate investing is that it might take 3 months, 6 months, even 12 months to get paid on a deal. Now, if you're doing like a quick wholesale flip, that should take about 30 days, maybe even less than that. But for a lot of deals, it could take even up to a year to get paid on a deal. So you really need to forecast your cash flow. If you have a full-time job, I'd recommend keeping your full-time job until maybe you've done about like 3, 4, even 5 deals. The great thing about real estate investing, this is a great part-time business. You can have a full-time job and be a real estate investor on the side. A lot of people do that. So do not quit your job just because you have the first property or second property under contract. Okay, reason number 10 why real estate investors fail is that they'll put all their eggs in one basket on like one deal, like make or break. If it goes through, you become rich. If not, your whole business is over. So instead of doing that, you should try to have so many leads coming in where you could have like 2 or 3 or even 4 deals fall apart. But because you have so many leads and maybe you're so well networked, you have so many different opportunities, you're going to have at least one deal that goes through. Just as an example, over this past month, I've had like 2 or 3 deals that fell apart. One deal I was under contract, and it was a great property in an up-and-coming neighborhood. And then we found out that the property had actually been sold at auction like 2 or 3 months ago. Another deal, I was working with someone who brought me a pretty good deal, and we were in agreement and verbally under contract, so to speak. And then it just fell apart. I don't know exactly what happened. But then there was also a third deal where the seller had told me, hey, I'll sell it to you for this price. Send me over the contract. I sent it over to him. And then a day later, he calls me and said, actually, I went with somebody else. So those are just 3 examples just in 1 month. And most people might be super bitter about that and say, oh, real estate investing doesn't work. However, I have so many deals that I'm looking at every single day. I just got like 3 or 4 leads today that I'm going to be evaluating, where I don't care if 2 or 3 or 4 deals fall apart every single week. I have so many leads coming in that I can cherry pick the best ones. And I know that if I have 3 or 4 good opportunities, that at least one is going to go through. So just try to have a lot of sticks in the fire. I guess that's the phrase. Do a lot of marketing, do a lot of networking, look on the MLS, have a lot of things going for you so that you're not reliant on any one deal. Okay, so thanks for watching this video on 10 reasons why real estate investors fail. And if you have any questions or comments, definitely drop them in the comment section below. And please like, please share, please subscribe, and I will see you on the next one. All right, bye.